Well, I'll get to that later. Anyway, I was in this conversation with who? With who? A bunch of scholars. And I brought up that ayah. And I said, this is what I learned this morning. This is what the ayah means. That you cannot actually do this, and here's why, and here's why, and here's why. And I know that these people are known for saying it's okay. I actually also know that some of them are known for saying when women came beat up to them, that don't worry, have sabr, it'll be ibadah to you. Ibadah for you. And don't go to the kafir authorities, because then it's a question of your wala and bara. So don't go to the kuffar against your Muslim husband. Then Allah will never forgive you. And these women go back home crying to take more beatings as a result of some of these people. And I'm having dinner with these people, even though it's hard for me to swallow a single bite in their presence. But I want to have that conversation. So I say, yeah, I heard this today. Mashayikh, what do you think? And some of the elders in that crowd said, makes sense. And then I said, Acha, makes sense. How come I've never heard it from you? How come you never say it? This is happening in your community. How come you never speak out about it? I mean, people come to you for a fatwa, but you don't say that. I know what you say. You said this, and I called them out. The battamiz that I am, I called them out. Making a dinner really awkward. And guess what I heard in response? The people aren't ready. Really. The people aren't ready. You know what's happened, right? We've developed mafias. We have mafia of people. If you graduated from a certain school and some of your elders had a certain position, you better not stray from that position even if your conscience does. You better say exactly what your school says, because if you don't toe the line, they will consider you a deviant and out of the program. Don't listen to this one. Don't listen to this one. And that's the best game they play. And then once you're outcast, then nobody's going to hire you. Nobody's going to listen to your lectures. Nobody's going to listen to sit in your durus. Nobody's going to come to you for fatwa. So if you want to maintain your legitimacy, it's like losing your license as a lawyer. You know, getting debarred as a lawyer. That's what it is like. And they have to toe the line. Even if they're in private settings, they'll say, yeah, I disagree with that. But you know, people can't handle it. Really? And you know what? I argue that we, the Muslims that are living, we are literally rediscovering Islam. We're hoping to take the best of our tradition. I'm not disregarding tradition. This is not an attempt to bash tradition. I have the utmost respect for genuine scholarship. I do. But you know what? I don't like when we just talk about tradition and we pretend that all of it is this beautiful, pretty thing. It is not. There are plenty of corruptions within what people call themselves as traditionalists. They have nothing to do with the tradition. They have nothing to do with it. I've met plenty of people who call themselves a Hanafi, but when they give fatwas, that has nothing to do with al-fiqh al-Hanafi. Their own teachers would puke at what they're saying. What are you saying? That's not what our books say. They turn around and speak exactly the opposite of what their own books teach and then claim that they're traditional. Excuse me. That is just plain dishonest, and you're going to be called out for it. We cannot take it anymore. We're done. We're done with that. And we're not going to say all traditional ulama are messed up. No, they're not. The top leadership still is great and wonderful, but the problem with the top leadership of scholars is that they are older in age. They are not amazing orators. These are intellectuals that sit, in high-level circles, and unfortunately their wisdom is not trickling down to the masses. It's their most nikamme students, their most useless students. They're the ones that are grabbing podiums. Or podia, I don't know how to make the plural. That's what's happening. And it's not just happening here, it's happening all over the world. And that needs to stop. And we are in a position to stop it. The Muslims in places like the United States, like Australia, maybe even to an extent the United Kingdom, even though it's tougher, some parts of it are literally parts of Pakistan now, It's tougher there. But we are in a position to speak out and put our scholars, to put them in the position to be able to answer these tough questions. We have to do that now. It is a proper relationship. I know that the sign says stop. Look at this thing. It's so cute. They think it's going to work.